Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Starfield Raw. This is episode number 48. I am Joe the Wigit, and I am joined by my fellow co-hosts, starting with Barrett's Boo Rook.
I am not a boo. I only friended him. But what's up, everybody? Got a bit to talk about today, so let's get to it.
Yeah, that sounded weird, how you said that. I'm not going to say what it sounded like. I think they can find out for themselves. And we're joined, as always, by Zero G Kilo.
My name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel, and I will not let this die.
That's amazing. Tie in with our conversation going into this game.
Check out Discord for context.
Speaking of which, if you want to be with one of the cool kids, join our Discord, discord.gg/Raw Podcast. And we have the contest going. This is the final days of the contest for the funny pictures. We have almost, 20 plus submissions right now? And a lot of them are really good. And it's really hard for us to narrow them down, so we finally decided how you guys are going to have a part in this process, and how your voice is going to matter in the contest. And how we're going to do this is we are going to count the most trophy reactions. So it has to be a trophy. And the top 5 pictures with the most trophy reactions will be in the top 5 that me, Rook, and Kilo will vote from.
Yes.
Make sure they are trophy reactions, all the same.
Yep. No, nothing else. We're only counting the trophy reactions, okay? You can vote for every picture if you want, but we're going to be counting only the top 5.
Yep, and make sure you scroll all the way back and check out all the pictures, because there are quite a few of them there now.
If there is a tiebreaker, we will break the tie ourselves, if there's a tie. And so...
By sudden death.
Yep, exactly. We'll make you guys go on Starfield and duke it out. Anyway, we have the grand prize for this contest is a signed copy, or a signed picture, of Sergeant Yumi by the actor himself who played him. And I remember his last name, Masamune, but let me see, I have it in the actual contest. Tohoru Masamune. Great guy. We talked about him. If you go back to the episode where we talked about when we went to WonderCon, we have an interview with him. It's a good listen. Check it out.
Mm-hmm. Didn't realize he was in so many things, but the first thing I recognized was Sergeant Yumi. So
yeah, he signed it in English and in Japanese. The guy was awesome. He was really excited when I asked him to do this for the show. So we have that, and I'm still debating about doing a runner-up prize, which would be a signed copy of my book.
We're discussing the possibility of a runner-up phase, and it'll be a signed copy of Rook in a hot tub.
No one wants that. Everyone's begging not to have third.
Last place is a signed copy of me in a hot tub. There you go.
You have to win to not get the picture. That's what it is. You have to win to not get the picture.
What we need to do, though, is one of these days, if the three of us ever get into the same location, do a professional picture of all three of us, and then have signed copies of that down the road. We'll see.
Oh, heck yeah. That'd be cool.
No, what we need to do is to get Bethesda to put all three of us in the game officially, not through a mod, and then get a signed picture of all three of us next to each other.
I have yet... I'm volunteering myself for voice acting, free of charge. Fly me down to the studios.
If there's ever a proper Space Trucker expansion, I volunteer to head that up too.
Hey, I'll voice anything.
I can do that. Oh, yeah.
I can even do an old lady.
I can do a homeless guy on Neon, right?
There you go.
No, they're going to put us in as combat veterans in some weird, twisted story arc.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I can see that, actually.
So, guys, I asked in Discord today, we're recording, so I asked if there's anything that they wanted to hear us talk about. I'm doing these a little differently. We'll get into our gameplay in a little bit. We have a lot of that to go through. And Illness responded with a really good question. Who am I saying actually? The guy's always got good stuff. He asked, we now live in a world where sniper rifles are wiped from the world, which is complete blasphemy. Only run and gun rifles and pistols exist. What is your favorite pistol and rifle? Feel free to include workbench ads and reasons.
All right, the Beowulf.
Yeah, exactly, because I can modify that to make it into a sniper rifle. So there.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
In this game, I've only ran Beowulfs and the mag shot. I have not ran anything else when it comes to run and gun, so those would be my go-to, especially the mag shot.
Honestly, though, if I didn't have even the option of Beowulf, I would go with the mag pulse and the mag shear, probably. No, probably that with the Magstorm. Because my second favorite thing is heavy weapons, and Magstorm's by far one of my favorites.
See, I like playing, operator, right? So the Beowulf is definitely my number one go-to,
Hmm.
and it has to be scoped. Like I like it kitted out more like a designated marksman's rifle,
Okay,
so it's kind of like a good medium range weapon.
that's what mine's set up
But
as.
I also when I first started this playthrough that I'm on right now, I started out with the AA-99, and that's not a bad little gun either. That's a nice little
No,
weapon.
it's not, especially when it's kitted out right. Because when I first started, that was my go-to rifle all the time. Rook's
Yeah.
Yeah.
go-to rifle is the AA-99.
Now for handguns, I would do the XM2 2311. It was based off one of my favorite models of gun ever made, and it's powerful. And you could put in like a laser on it. You could put in. I would probably put like a red dot, even a short scope, because if you mod that correctly, it can be a little mini sniper rifle, short range. Put a suppressor on it, which I have to have. That's how my build goes. And probably all armor-piercing rounds with a high velocity
See,
to add the range.
I don't go with that gun just because I don't use any of the old Earth style weapons. Now, my thing about it is if I'm using my sidearm, I don't care about stealth at that point because my rifle or my submachine gun, depending upon what I'm running, is my primary silenced weapon. If I'm going sidearm, I've been noticed and I don't have time to reload my primary weapon.
I
so I'm
never
just
get
using-
noticed. I always
Right.
roll around with my sniper rifle suppressed. I have my suppressed handgun as my secondary, and if I ever get close range, I use that. And then I have a gun just in case I do get noticed. But
Well, I mean, the
Galen?
sidearm is just meant to get you back to your main weapon, anyways.
Yeah, it's just
Personally,
enough to keep me undercover.
I like the my favorite handgun in the game is the Razorback.
that was pretty decent.
I just recently got one. I just recently got a purple one. I can't remember what the stats on it were. It was pretty sweet though. But for the longest
regulator.
time, I was
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, it wasn't the regulator. It was
I was
another
gonna say
named one.
the regulator and the Mac and not the Mac. The regulator, Kraken, and the Rattler are the three most useless in my opinion.
Oh,
I
okay.
hate those guns.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it was. But anyways, yeah. I don't know, Space Cowboy.
Urban, the Urban Eagle.
They're just sweet looking guns. I have the Urban Eagle right now, but I haven't fired a single shot out of it.
Well, so you want one of those 6-cylinder style
Yeah,
rotaries? Yeah.
it's just a cool looking gun, mostly. That's the only reason,
Well, the
really.
regulator has that concept.
Yeah, but yeah, I have not yet. All this time I've had in the game, I haven't gotten into the crafting yet, so I don't know much about adding
I
modifications
have
onto the guns.
all the weapon mods unlocked, and if you do the mods I just said for the XM, you can turn that into a little mini sniper rifle. You can snipe from like 300 yards out in one hit.
That's awesome, dude.
That's why I would carry that. And of course, the Beowulf, you mod that out correctly. That is a sniper rifle.
Do you have a go-to melee weapon?
Oh, yes. And it's only because I'm a master martial artist in real life, and I have to have either the Tanto or Wakizashi.
That's awesome.
And usually it's Wakizashi because if you go when you're doing the Ryujin questline, there's a point where you have to go into the secret layer of the what can I think?
The Syndicate?
The Syndicate. Thank you. And they have a named Wakizashi that's always there. It's purple.
Yep.
The thing is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I pick that thing up every time and use it as my primary unless I find a legendary version, which never happens.
So my setup, I usually run with my Beowulf set up as an operative's rifle running through. I like doing my missions to where I'm not sneaking around everywhere, but that I am actually tactfully moving through objectives using cover, properly moving through.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the same thing.
So I use my silenced Beowulf. My mag shot isn't silenced, and actually my melee weapon I run with is a combat knife.
You know
The
what?
barrow knife? I use the barrow knife. That's the one I use.
I haven't looked into the melee weapon mods yet. I need to do that because I think I unlocked the first one. I don't think I have the second one unlocked. I'm working on that.
I have the blades unlocked.
The Wakizashi, I want to do that. I want to modify that thing and see if I can make that even more beastly. It's got the base damage of that weapon is the second best in melee. Only the Pain Blade is better.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But its base is 49, and the Pain Blade is, I think, like 65? Let me see. No, 62.
See, I don't run through my characters. I kit my character out for RP. So I literally have him kitted out like he is a soldier that has retired. So
I'm basically,
Yeah,
my character is basically
I did the same
Snake Eyes in Starfield.
That's pretty badass. But I'm the same way, Rook. Because I got the hard target, I got the Beowulf, I got the Razorback, and then I got the barrow knife. So he's got like he's fitted out.
And depending upon my mission, I'll swap out weapons.
Well,
But
yeah, tool for the job, right? That's what
mhm.
Robert De Niro said in Ronin.
Yeah,
Gun's a tool. You pick the tool for the job.
exactly. So my character, as everybody knows, I like RP. So I kit out my character for RP. This character is a soldier. He's no longer in the military. The problem I'm running into is the suits, man. The suits don't have any good prior military suits in there. Yeah, they got the bounty hunter and they got the shock troops, but I haven't found any really good shock.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different things, and you know, if you're not playing your modded game, they got a few. I just found one the other day. I wasn't going to bring it up. It wasn't on my list, but they got a bunch of different skins for the UC Marine uh suits.
All right, is that your final answers,
But
gentlemen?
yeah, that's all I got.
That was a good question, and I had good answers. But it is blasphemy, considering no sniper rifles. My answer is basically that.
No.
I'll make a sniper rifle if none exist.
Right.
I'll find
Right.
a way.
Absolutely.
Let's get into our week in play.
Sounds good to me.
And Kilo, you got the honors this week, man.
I got honors.
You get to go
I've
first.
never had honors before. I've
Don't
never
let it
had
get to your
honors
head.
Oh, I absolutely will. So, yeah, my week. I I had a little bit of a roller coaster again this week. And it was my own. I mean, it was my own fault because I'm the one adding mods. It was a mod thing. But I finally went in and added the Mantisaurian armor to my mods, as well as Robo Delta 06 Mike 34 Tango. The letters, of course, spell out dog meat, the dog meat mod,
Yeah,
which
I saw that
gives
one all
you
over our Discord.
oh dude, yeah, I know I posted mine in there. He's the goodest boy. He's an absolute
So I should probably
unit.
track down that mod author and get him on the show.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Is that
Absolutely.
the robot dog?
I have that on my
Yeah,
list now.
yeah, the robot dog.
I'll track him down. Let's see if I can get him on the air.
That would be awesome.
Or her, whoever it is.
So the first mission I do with it, well, I'm flying around for a little bit, and I stumbled upon the Casino Star Station, which I had not come across before.
Oh, you finally
It was
came
my
across
first
it.
time. I don't know. It was just the first time. I don't know. I'm sure I might have seen it before, but I just didn't dock and board it, and I did. Again, ballistics, absolutely ideal for zero G combat. Luckily, I managed, and actually, dog meat was probably taking out more guys than me and Andrasia and Roach combined.
So that goes into a cheat mod.
No,
Is-
not really. It's the okay because dog meat does not require a follower slot.
So that's
Andrasia was my follower.
where my
and
argument
then-
would come in that it would be a cheat mod because it does go outside the limitations of the game.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't care. So,
I'm just clarifying that. I mean, you can do your own thing. It's a single player game. Knock yourself out, buddy.
well, I mean, it's. I don't. Okay, no. I'm not taking offense or anything, but it's the same thing. It reminds me as Man's Best Friend from Fallout 4, where you could have dog meat, the flesh
Yeah,
animal,
uh-huh.
dog, as well as a follower. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you with the cheat mod because dog meat is so freaking OP. It's insane. Like I said, this thing was just clearing rooms, no problem. Honestly though, with the Casino Star Station, I really thought for as big as the place was, I wish there was a lot more to it. It felt very empty for what it was,
Yeah.
but it was fun. So after I got done doing that, I went through and started collecting Constellation members again. I went and got Andrasia, and then I went and got Barrett. Sam I had already, Sarah, of course. So I haven't started collecting any of the powers or I haven't really done anything with the main quest. I've been running around doing different stuff.
Well,
I
that's
started
one of the fun things
Starjacker
about the
again.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I ended up eventually taking a detour. I went over to the Red Mile and I started collecting Eleonora's Crimson Fleet hats. And there's more on that. But before I actually did anything with those, I actually went and started the Trackers Alliance missions again. And this time, like the last time I played through, when you get to the end of Starjacker, you have a option to kill or arrest or get rid of the guy who, well, his name's Deke. If you've played it, you know. If you don't, I didn't spoil anything.
Yeah, that could be taken completely wrong if you take it out of context.
Right. Right. So But I ended up just kind of letting him go. I didn't really I just had told Roach to turn him loose because he wasn't part of the bounty. And then, you go and you get the box and you get the cutter and, the different little gadgets and stuff like that. But I'm standing there looking out the window as Hannibal is flying off. And with everything that we've experienced, everything as far as like the game and the story and where we have fallen short in this, you know, product, one of the things I'm really, really hoping for, I'll add it to that list of things I really want to see in future updates. I want to see more of this Hannibal guy. He has got to be coming back at some point. That guy's got to come back and make another appearance.
Apparently, from what I've seen online, is he does randomly come back and make appearances.
Oh, he does.
That's what I heard. That's what I read anyway.
Well, I would definitely like to see him again because, like, like everything else, you get a follow up the ECS constant. You see them again. You see what was it, Juno? Like the stuff comes back around. I would be sorely disappointed if I never ran into that guy again.
We don't talk about Juno.
We don't talk about Juno.
That was not an invitation.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Compulsive thoughts. So this whole time,
I am guilty. I did lead into that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But I took the bait. So, so this whole time I've been using the Mantisaurian armor, right? I go to New Atlantis and I can't remember what exactly I was. I think it just might have been I was sitting down on a bench in New Atlantis to do a weight thing to reset all the vendors. And I noticed that there were like black streaks across my guy's face and neck. Now, I immediately, my blood pressure immediately rose.
Yeah, after what happened last time?
Well, Fallout 4, there was something that would happen with the textures where, certain mods would cause your character's face to, go like totally black. So I thought it was something like that. I couldn't figure it out. I took the armor off. I tried going back previous saves, one of which was like 4 hours back. So I did it anyways because that was before I made the changes to the armor, or before I actually got the armor. That didn't fix it at all. I ended up going through a whole list of things trying to troubleshoot this thing. And then just for the hell of it, I was defeated. Like I took all the clothes off. My character was like, just in his drawers on the character screen and everything.
Did you go streaking through neon?
I did actually. Well, I wasn't, I was just kind of standing around for something to people look at, but I just couldn't get rid of these things. I didn't know what the heck it was. Even uninstalling the mod didn't help. So what I ended up doing was going back in. I reinstalled the mod, but I changed the load order. I think I put it above or below the Gravis, and that still didn't work. So then I went to enhance, and all I did was go into enhance and pay the 500 credits, and then I changed his skin tone by like one bump in one direction, and then I exited, and then it was gone.
So just one of those quirky little bugs.
Yeah, just one of those quirky little things. But I think it'll be a minute before I mess with character textures for a bit.
Live and learn.
It's a process. This stuff happens. You got to be able to roll with it. But I did, when I was flying around, I wanted to bring this guy's up to, I want to see if you guys had this yet, because it was a first for me. I was flying around, and for the life of me, I can't remember where it was, but I come across this like half-wrecked space station, and this other ship flies up and challenges me to a race. Have you guys gotten this?
No.
I haven't seen that.
Never even heard of that.
Yeah. This ship rolls up, they hail you, and they're like, hey, you want to race? And you can bet, I think, like 500, 1,000, or 5,000 credits.
Okay, is this a mod-based thing?
No, not mod-based. This is vanilla game.
I wonder if they recently added that.
I don't know, because, well, I looked it up. It's not recent. I know that because I looked it up on Reddit after the fact. And 7 months ago, people were talking about this. So this was just something that we just haven't seen before, I guess. I lost, by the way.
I come across it and I completely just said no.
I have never come across it. Of course, with my luck, that's not a shocker there.
That's not that's a base of nothing there, Wigit. But
almost nothing.
So yeah, so I finally last thing I did was I finally got back to my Crimson Fleet ship halves, and I built a really sweet ship. I posted it on Discord. It turned out great.
It did. That thing looks pretty epic and huge. And I liked your little video you posted too.
Yeah, I did. That's what I was going to say is I also added, if there's anybody who has not yet seen the inside of the Crimson Fleet Habs and you want to know if it's worth the price, you can, and you're in our Discord, in-game photos, there is a video where I go through and my ship has all the halves that Eleonora offers, and you can take a look at each one. They're really well done. They're great.
Yeah, I watched it earlier when I was working, and it really cool. And that's a big ship, man.
Yeah, it's not. It's I think it's 42 meters long, and I want to say it was like 18 or 20 wide.
You got
No,
me. I was
40,
thinking
84
earlier
meters
about
long.
building a big ship, when I'm just like my travel ship, basically, with extra
Yeah.
cargo. And that inspired me to do it. And I'm going to do
I'm
it.
very inspirational.
I'm going to be doing it like cross between Starfleet and, well, my brain is completely fried after today. I had to do so much cybersecurity work today at work. It was bad. Anyway, I'm going to be doing basically Star Trek stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I just want to, if Eleonora listens to this by any chance, one, we'd love to have you on the show. Two, I would love to see some cockpits and some landing bays, Crimson Fleet style. That would be cool. But
Yeah. If you're, like we said before in the past, I'm going to just bring this up. If you're a mod creator and you have a good mod on the store, hit us up. You can either message us directly in Discord, which would probably be the fastest way to do it, or email the show directly, starfieldra@gmail.com.
All right,
Yep,
I gotta
absolutely.
say, if we're gonna do Crimson Fleet stuff, they also need to do cosmetic changes to make them look like Reapers. Their ships. That's right. I threw Firefly in there.
Kind of have to.
No. But legit, like having the ability, I think someone brought this up last episode. We were talking about this, about being able to do the custom stickers and stuff.
Yeah,
But we need,
that was
like,
Dr. Tiki's idea.
Dr. Tiki, yeah. So, if you're going to do the Reavers, we need to be able to like paint blood splatters and stuff on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We already have with the, oh, I'm horrible.
I want the skulls of my
Is that
enemies
Aventech?
on my ship.
Aventech. All right. Is it Aventech or Daretech? They have skulls, trophy skulls and stuff that you can put on your ship.
Probably Daretech, because I don't have that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It must
Is
be
that
Daretech.
on the creations?
Daretech? Yes.
Yeah. I have not seen
Yeah.
it. I was looking for it today. I didn't see it.
Yep. Yeah, it's there.
No, I
But
actually.
yeah, that's my week.
I play Elite Dangerous, or I haven't played it in a while, but Elite Dangerous is one of my go-to space sims, and they give you options to change the livery of your ship to where you can add piratey stuff to the outside of your ship, or what they call piratey stuff. It looks more rusted stuff. And it always makes me think of the Reavers when I'm looking at it, so I'm like, we need something like that in this game.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Full Reaver.
So one thing I've noticed that I would like to see in this game is, and I'd like it to be official, not strictly from mods, or at least not from created content mods, but from Bethesda themselves, is spacesuits like you see in Mass Effect or Halo or other things like that, where they're not just the bulky spacesuits like we use now.
Right. Something a little more, almost like
more
armored,
Mantis.
slick.
Like the Mantis. They've already put it in there like they can do it, but it's what, 23 something in the game?
2330. Yeah.
Yeah, and we are running stuff that looks like it was designed in the early 2000s.
Right.
There has to be some progression in the spacesuits there.
Well, the Starborn suits are pretty slim.
Yeah, but they're the only ones outside of the
Right.
Mantis. And I'm not talking about any of the mod stuff. I'm talking about
You're talking about the
Bethesda
vanilla.
official. I'm talking
Mantis,
about vanilla
right.
and Bethesda official. All
Yeah.
right, so let's get into my week.
Let's.
All right, I've done more exploring.
Oh my God.
There's
I
a
know,
shocker.
right? I
Hold the
finished it
phone.
through-
He explored.
Well, I explored where I could get time in to explore because, as everybody knows that listens to all of our shows, I've been busy getting my house ready to sell. Like today, I spent a good 10 hours either hiding in my master bedroom or out on walks with my dogs because of the cleaning ladies were cleaning every single thing from top to bottom. And when I say every single thing, they cleaned every single thing. They went into every nook and cranny they could find and cleaned it.
You hired service for that?
I didn't. My realtor did.
Oh, okay. No, good call. No, okay. Well, we'll talk about that off air because 5 years from now. Yeah. All right. Anyways.
So I finished up Groombridge system. It actually has some really beautiful scenery. I posted that's where most of my pictures in my exploration photos came from.
There's some great pictures in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Finished up Barrett's side quest. It kind of left me wanting.
How's that?
You do all this stuff leading up to the trial, but instead of actually doing the trial or playing more into the trial and the potential of, I can't remember the name. Hephaestus or whatever they're called, and
Hephaestus.
and that corporation's ability to intimidate witnesses and stuff, they didn't play into that as much as I was expecting them to. But there are some small satisfying parts. Like if you persuade Helgi to testify, if you run into him outside of the quest and you just talk to him, he'll talk about how he's happy with the court case and all that. But if you fail to persuade him, he'll tell you how he regrets not testifying.
Oh,
because
geez.
I failed to persuade him, and he regretted not testifying.
Got you.
Then Barrett, all the rundown you get is Barrett gives you the update, and it wasn't a satisfying ending to that story.
I agree.
In my opinion,
it was the most lacking that I've played. The only one I haven't played yet is Sam's. But
Sam's
of the three, that was
Yeah.
Sam's was 100% better, and I felt more satisfied with Sam's than I did with Sarah's, because Sam's actually played into the Family Guy more. Sarah's was actually my top one on satisfying.
This isn't in my notes, but I completed Andres' mission. Oh, I did. It is my notes. Never mind. I'll talk about it later.
All right, it's in your notes, so we'll get to it later. But the story is a good story, where showcasing how 3D corporations will create a scapegoat where they can, so that way they can blame their failures on somebody else. And I've noticed that has become a thing with Bethesda in this game. They've hit on some strong topics: corrupted politicians, corrupt corporations, and you actually get to see all of this actually unfolding in the background, or actually right in front of your eyes, depending upon what you're doing. Unlike some other games like Shadowrun, where it's a known thing, but you don't really see it that much.
They don't really talk. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Unless you're actually have a GM that's actually running the story where you're having to deal with that. But this one, they actually hit on it really hardcore, and you're actually affecting certain things. Now, on to something I found interesting. I wasn't paying attention to my options before, but when I went the list settlers that are lost in space, I always ask for the 20 iron.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
You can actually solve this by helping them and not giving them 20 iron.
I didn't realize that.
One of the options, I usually go, so it sounds like you're in a tough spot. They say yes, and they, at some point, it gives you the option of giving them 20 or the 20 iron, or a third option that says, what's wrong with your grab drive?
See, and then I'm curious. If you don't have what you're about to say you need to have, if that even comes up.
That option of them telling you what's wrong with the grab drive still comes up.
Okay, I don't remember ever seeing that.
So that comes up because all you do is you ask them what's wrong with their grab drive. Then you get the options of, if you have Starship Engineering, you can choose the Starship Engineering option, which you actually tell them how to power up their grab drive back up.
Oh, okay.
Or to give them the 20 iron so they can fix it. A lot of times, if you just ask them what's wrong with the grab drive, they'll just still ask for the 20 iron as your only option. But it was a cool, neat little way of putting another skill in there and helping out people. But, oh my God, these list people, don't they know how to fix their own stuff? Because I have come across that same one 5 times in the course of an hour.
How many people do you know that can fix their own car?
With the same exact voice? Not many.
Well, I mean, there's also the encounter they have. What is it? That planet where there's 3 different families living on it?
Yeah.
Have you come across that one? These list is not exactly. I don't know. They don't really have their stuff together. It seems.
Every time I come across these list settlers that have the grab drive issue, I just think of them as the same person, constantly getting lost because they're not getting the right coordinates for the system they're supposed to be going to, and you just keep coming across them.
Right.
So, I have one piece of advice to everybody. Always make sure when you're building your ship, you have selected the right equipment that you want on your ship.
That should be a no-brainer.
What do you mean?
I made that mistake with my engines on my new ship. I built my ship and thought I had selected the 6330s from...
And he got called out immediately in Discord.
And I apparently had selected the 6110s and didn't realize it. So I went back into my game. It's like, I'm an idiot.
No comment.
Well,
I would say something else, but you would beep it because you're not fun.
Yes, I would. Bad producer. I like keeping our PG rating so everyone can listen.
Have you seen PG shows lately?
Yeah, but iTunes is a little bit more strict like than that. And
I don't
Spotify.
care about iTunes. Hey, no, they're as long as you don't say it within the first 30 seconds. YouTube's actually cracking down on that a lot. But that's been my week pretty much. I haven't really done too much. I did build a new ship. Tried building something based off of drawing. And because I can't make my ship long enough, because you got the 80 meters, 40 on each side of the center line, I can't make it long enough. It looks like it's just a smushed up little ship. They need to give us Class M ships ASAP.
There's a solution. Quick solution for that.
Without mods.
Without mods. I want to see Bethesda build that functionality so it's done right.
Well, it's coming eventually. I bet. I'm willing to bet on that.
And, I told the guys a couple days ago that I'm interrupting you, I know. That look Rook just gave me. Where's my try that we most likely will have an announcement from Bethesda this week, because I've been looking at their time frame and how they've been releasing everything, and this would have been the normal week from the last 3 months of their announcements, where we should have gotten an announcement on either another big update or hopefully more information on Shattered Space, but it didn't happen. Yeah. So next week maybe.
Hey, sir.
Fingers crossed.
Did you pay attention to the last big update and when they announced and released it?
That was the only oddity.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go based on that one outlier.
That one was just based off the fact they had a big event, a very big public event. On their normal release schedule and their normal announcements where they don't go through these big events, there is a set pattern to it.
There's a set pattern, but until they get back onto that pattern, I'm not going to trust that pattern exists right now.
Of course, because I said it.
No, actually, because Bethesda went so I can't think of the phrase I'm thinking of.
My basic point is that I'm expecting to hear some good information soon. From the time you guys listen to this, probably about 4 or 5 days.
Now watch. They're going to release it tomorrow, the day after we record this.
Oh yeah, and then we'll be jumping back on really quick to do a little comment.
we're gonna jump back on and be like, hey guys, so we're here to do an update. Future us has just learned that they said this.
Before I get into my play,
48.5.
Yeah, right. We've done that. We've had a couple of those. I'm not against it again. Especially, I think, when they release Shattered Space. I think we might do a bonus episode for that. We'll see. And we got episode 52 coming up, which is our big year anniversary, guys. Mm-hmm. We still haven't figured out what we're going to do with it yet. Before I get into my play, so I have noticed, I don't know if I talked about this on the show. I don't think I have. I think I had it one time listed to talk about it, but never did. But the sports in Starfield, they're there, but they're not. Because you look at all these posters in the room, like in my childhood room, there was a sports team there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen 2 different types of professional sport. I don't remember the name. I was looking it up earlier, but it's really hard to find information on this. I need to do some data mining on this and figure this out, just so I know for the lore. But you don't see any stadiums. You don't see anything else except just these posters. So I don't know if the sports has been eliminated or if it just happens and we don't see it.
Because I find them on a lot of places that are still functioning bases. So the sports must be going on still. They just don't have a lot of stuff in the game.
No, but they have posters.
In the game for it. Yeah.
And the posters made me think, wondering if we're going to get a sport that we could actually play later.
Or at least see.
Spaceball.
What was the one? There was one in the infiltration of when you go to get the thing for Crimson Fleet, the thing that's supposed to make it safe for you to fly your ship over to.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Crixus, like, okay, you know the base, right? Mm-hmm. I remember going through the barracks. What was it? Was it like Razor Ball or something?
I remember seeing a lot of that. Yeah,
in the barracks. Yeah.
Yeah, when you look up this stuff, you can't find anything. Like, let me see here.
Well, then you got the guy that works at the university. You can't find in New Atlantis either. So it's like, there's a lot of stuff that is presumed, but we don't see yet.
No, but that's one of those things where, if you think about it, ports in that area in Starfield would be really boring. You have 3, and here's the reason why I'm saying this. You have 3 major settlements. They don't talk about any other built-up settlements anywhere else. You come across some civilian outposts at times. So 3, that's not enough in my opinion.
I want to say there's a poster I did see once for one of the 2 sports that did have 6 teams listed.
Oh, okay.
But I've been looking it up. I'm having a hard finding those images. I'll have to, when I'm in game, look for them again and take some screenshots. So I found about 4 or 5 of them in different areas. Like when you where you have your parents, you go into your childhood room. There is one there.
Right. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Maybe that's a job for our listeners. If you guys have any pictures or you can find any of these posters, put them up in the Discord and tag us so that we can take a look at these.
I would like to get some more information and see what we can glean from it.
One sport is bat ball. Cool. One sport is bat ball, and it looks like, based on the picture, it's baseball, cricket, and football all rolled into one.
That's an interesting mix.
I'm trying to see what the other one is, but there's not a lot of them out there about it. But yeah, that one, somebody actually posted in Reddit about it. So I did remember bat ball because I'm running around with a bat ball hat on my character.
All right, well, we'll talk about that some more later.
Yeah.
When I was in my play, I did the whole Neon mission with Walter just so I can do the side quest he offers right after. And about 3 hours later, I had a listener in with me, and they started talking about the different missions, and it gleaned on me that I forgot to do it. Went to go find Walter. He wasn't in the
lodge.
Why is my brain shot today? He wasn't in the lodge at all. No one was. But I remembered I had to go do the quest with the speaker dude, talking about the Unity. Right. And then once I finished that, he was back in there, and I was able to do it. And I went through all the Starborn options. It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
I wanted that ship so I can use it as the base for my 3rd ship. You can sell a lot of that stuff for a good amount of money and get a lot of good credit. And speaking of space stations, I was doing mission board missions for that quest, right? You have to do 2 mission boards for their data gathering for the new ship design.
Right.
While I was doing this, I came across, when I was looking for a Crimson Fleet ship to kill, I came across a space station I've never seen before. It was the Trade Authority space station.
I didn't know there was a Trade Authority space station.
I did it once, and it was more like 2 months ago.
It was 0G at one point, which was annoying as all get out. Could not snipe like usual. Killed myself several times using the Bridger. In 0G, it doesn't work out too well. It was actually really cool. A lot bigger than I thought it would be. And when you go into the space station, there's a guard half dead on the floor saying, if you can clear out all the spacers, you can have a safe at the end with the high-end goods, and he gives you a key to unlock it. Went through this entire thing, got lost a couple times.
Yeah.
A little maze in these space stations. And I kept thinking the entire time, like, I want my own space station. So I went and found this safe, and it had a pistol, some ammo, and a credit stick worth 400 credits.
Yep.
Oh, man.
That was the high-end goods.
I looked at that when I got it, because mine had a blue pistol, and I'm like, what is up with this pistol?
Mine was white.
Mine was blue, but it wasn't that great of a pistol. It was a rattler.
Oh, jeez.
What kind of high-end good is a rattler?
So I just started robbing that place blind after that. Get me, will you?
Go back and mug the guard.
I mean,
exactly.
He can't put up a fight because he's sitting there half alive against the container.
Well, that's like the casino too. It's like, oh, you can get this jackpot, and the whole time you're like, oh, this sounds like it's gonna be a huge bunch of money. And it was like
4,000 credits,
12,500 credits or something like that.
That's still more than the high-end goods on the Trade Authority space station.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, like, I'm expecting like give me at least $250,000 or something, make it worth my while. Like I had at the time, I had like 800,000 in my bank. So
make the challenge to crack it a bit harder and then make the output better. The reward, that'd be fantastic.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, when I discovered that, I think our first week when I took that week off after Starfield launched, and I was so excited to do this. And I was so disappointed by the result. So I got the Kepler S. I'm going to use that as my new base. And I made sure I got the high-end one so I can sell it for more money.
Of course.
I got Andrea's mission to go find her friends that she wronged. And that mission is just, it's awesome. And it always hits me in the feels big time. It's one of my favorite storylines in the game, and it's not just because of the character, but it's the actual story itself. Especially at the end where she is debating about killing a certain somebody. and really wants to and
Yeah.
is really, really pissed off.
Oh, right from the beginning of that one, when you go to the bar on Aquila and
Mm-hmm.
to find, her old buddy or whatever, and the reception that she gets in the bar is kind of like a gut punch, and it's one of those awkward moments where you're just standing there and like your best friend's getting yelled at by his mom. It was like
Yeah.
kind of one of those situations. It was like,
Sitting there going, hold the
yikes,
phone,
awkward.
lady. So I saved before I did that one part, and I did all 3 options to see the result. And a little spoiler if you haven't done it, let her kill him. That is the best result.
All right.
By far.
There we go.
It's the first time I actually did it in the 4 times I've done that quest. And yeah, she's so much better after that.
Well, you want to protect her, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just like innate.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because one of my, I want real quick. I'm going to interject here. It's not in the same game, but
Go for it.
the games play on you like that. And I'll never forget in The Witcher 3 when Triss is being tortured by having her fingernails pulled out,
That's painful.
and like you have to like I couldn't help it. Like it's horrible sitting there and listening to that the whole time. But then you get yelled at if you go in and save her. So I love it when games put stuff like that in front of you, and it's the thing you want to do is not the ideal
The morality
solution.
choices and how you feel
Yes.
about that character. And anytime you get a
Yep.
storyline that draws you in like that, makes you care about the choice, that's a good quest.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I like the Freestar Collectives quest. And actually, I hate to say it, that's also why I like the UC quest with the guy in the prison.
Vevictus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna actually. I decided when I do the finish UC questline, which I'm working on, I'm going to let him live because I want to do his kill quests.
Really?
If you let him live, he'll give you a long series of assassination quests.
No, I'm
That's right up
surprised you
your
haven't
alley.
done that already.
I know
I
it's
have done
totally your
it.
wheelhouse.
I did it the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and I did about 4 or 5 of them, and I was seeing if there was a story build up, and it looked like there was, but I jumped to the Unity before I could finish it out.
I think when I go back and redo the Crimson Fleet and side with the Crimson Fleet again, I'll do that because that character I'll be able to RP like, yeah, he's kind of in it for the money, and yeah, sure, keep you alive.
The
You're gonna
nice
make
thing
me
about
money.
that
I'll
is
keep you
that
alive.
no one knows, so no one can get ticked off by you.
Right, right.
So like
Yeah,
my
because even your
character,
followers not allowed to go in there with you.
yep, with my character, it's a win-win. I
Yeah, absolutely.
mean, the second time I did that questline, I did turn him in, and I wanted to see that story arc with him being discovered and all that, which was interesting. But letting him live and stay silent and doing those missions is very cool. It's the closest thing you're going to get to Dark Brotherhood in Starfield right now.
Well, I'm sold.
I also discovered something very interesting, guys. Because after that event with Andrasia, we confessed our love to each other in her room. And you don't have to be married to have the happy, happy fun time.
You didn't know that?
No. I didn't really
Don't say
discover
that too
that until
loud.
later on.
Westboro might hear you.
Yeah, and you get the buff for it, the 15% XP bonus for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool, but I can't wait for the whole marriage thing with Andrasia because it's really, really cool. I like it a
Yeah,
whole lot more
yeah.
than Sarah's.
Problem I have is every time I get that, I'm getting out of my bunk in my ship, and we all three know that those aren't very big beds, so
Yeah, well, listen, my oldest son was born, and
please.
it's a tight fit, but we fit. All right, so don't knock it till you tried it.
I was at work the other day, and I decided to go look into creations because I didn't have my personal computer with me on the Bethesda website, and I found a couple mods I really want to try out. They were simple ones, a couple of ship parts, things like that, and I logged into my account, set them up as I want to use them. Got home that night, and I went into the game, and I tried going into creations, and my game crashed every time I tried.
I have yet to
Oh
have that
no.
problem.
I can go in the game and play it. I cannot go into creations in the game. So I might have to go back to the website, undo those, and see if that lets me get back into the creations.
Yeah, that's weird.
Some kind of account issue, I think.
Now, I did discover when I was going through the whole thing with my guys, stripes. I did discover that if you don't, I don't know, this probably won't apply to you, but I guess something for the audience. When you pull out of creations to go play your game, it will tell you when you're pulling out that load order has changed and that it needs to reload.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that if you do not give it time to do that reload, your game will crash.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
you got
did
to
find
give it
that
a
one
couple
out.
minutes.
That
Yeah, you got to
doesn't
give it a
pertain to
couple
me, but
minutes.
that's solid advice.
Yeah. I don't know why creations would be crashing on you like that. That's
As
weird.
soon as I click on creations, the game goes into that load and it just crashes. I'll figure it out. Let's get into the mods of the week. What do you got for us this time, Kilo?
Oh, I got a couple of things here. There have been plenty of mods that have come out since last episode. However, they're starting to make my eye twitch because every time I turn around on Facebook group, on social media, on Reddit, whatever, I am seeing nothing but Star Wars mods. If you want a Star Wars mod, it's out there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can go look.
Yeah, I
Just
saw
think of
those
anything Star
everywhere.
Wars. It's freaking there. People are flying around in the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing and all that crap. The Naboo starfighter and whatever. So be it if that's the way you want to play. But they're all out there. There's a lot of them, and I'm not going to be
It's
covering those
getting a little
in
overplayed.
this segment. It's a little much. I'm to the point it's starting to bother me a little bit more than it should. So I did find a couple other interesting ones that I personally like, even though Rook has already taken to crapping on one of them, but that's fine. That's Rook's opinion. I'm here for the people. I'm here for y'all. So one of the mods that I found that was interesting, not necessarily because of his concept, but the way that the author is doing it. It's called More Books by Quickland. And what this does is basically add more books to the game, ones that you can find and ones that you can purchase. And all of the books that you can find in the game, the mod author specifically said in the description of the mod that they're not taking requests, but every book they include the first couple of pages of whatever book it is. They stated that they were disappointed in the lack of scientific journals and things of that nature. So between that and some old classics, it will diversify some of the stuff to come up with. It's more stuff that you can give Cora. Like I said, it's not that interesting. I just thought it was very interesting that the author was not only putting these books into the game, but actually giving you something to read, just like the other books like Moby Dick and Charles Dickens and stuff like that do.
I see one
So I thought that
problem
was
with
pretty.
that.
What's that?
If Cora doesn't have enough funds for those books, you're going to wind up dead on a bed.
Listen, that's her father's problem. That's not my problem. I'll gladly give her free books, but allowance is not my department.
Those who don't know,
So the other one,
he was referring to a picture that's in our contest right now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a good one actually. The other one that I found that I personally like that Rook took exception to was "Show Date When Waking Up" by Skinny Pig 2. And this is very simple. I did not know that the game actually started on May 7th, 2330.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it shows it in the intro. I don't know if I'm just,
And there's a significance behind that too. I don't remember what it was. We did talk about it once on the show, but I don't remember. But that's
yeah.
not worth getting into it right now.
Yeah, well, I know it's been brought up before because we found the timeline, the one timeline that had the weird dates, and like, oh, where did they come up with this stuff? But all this does, because there's no actual date in the game, and I'm kind of personally a stickler for this. Like my D&D games are very, very closely tracked time wise. Every day, every date, I have my own calendar. I have to. So the fact that Starfield did not originally have this, and apparently this works along with the different algorithms involved in the different time times on the different planets, because they all have different length days and things of that nature. But I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna probably end up adding it to my game just for my own amusement.
I don't see the point. I would rather have a calendar mod where it's showing me a calendar marked on the wall.
Okay, maybe somebody can do that based off of this, but it's still a similar concept.
I
It's
actually
still
like
telling you what
this.
date it is.
This is one of the ones I bookmarked on my list.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I like
I mean,
this concept.
Now watch. With just luck, he unbookmarks that one and it works.
It's
Creation comes back.
bookmarked, which means it's not
That's the one
installed.
that's the one that killed creations in his game.
It's bookmarked, which means it's not installed. It's just on my list.
I don't.
It's just there.
To me, I don't see the point of it showing it to me when I'm waking up unless they made it where your character looks at a watch and the date is there on the watch.
Well, that's actually a good
That-
point too.
That would actually be better. I don't want it just to pop up and tell me what the date is.
They've already put an improved watch in the creations. Someone came up with an improved watch. So I mean, both the calendar and the watch. If anybody's listening is modding, we're already halfway there. So
Yeah, combine those two.
make Rookie Daddy happy and put some new mods in there.
Don't
But
ever call me that.
the other one I really wanted to bring up because it's an expansion on the Ancient Mariner hab that you can get through creations. It's a paid mod. It looks really cool. It's not my style. You got that one, Rook, don't you?
I don't have the Ancient Mariner one yet, but that's an official one by Bethesda, I believe.
Yes. Well, this is Ancient Mariner Extended by Finn Harrelin, and it basically adds more habs to the set under with the same theme with the weird wood paneling and all that. It looks really, really cool. Nice little addition to the official Bethesda mod, and someone out there, I'm sure, would be into it. So I just wanted to bring that one up. That's really all I got for mods this week, thanks to Star Wars and George Lucas. So
I'm still waiting for my Star Trek mods.
So that's what I'm surprised we're not seeing more Star Trek mods, because Star Wars, yeah, there's a big following out there, but there's also a big following for Star Trek.
Huge.
arguably, Star Trek has been more successful over the years. They've had more, not necessarily, I don't want to say I'm going to start a war, but, and I'm not even a Star Trek guy, but even I can recognize that there have been more successes within the Star Trek property than there has with Star Wars, especially of late. And that goes both ways. Star Trek, was it Picard? You got some other shows that have done really well for Star Trek, where Star Wars just, Disney is content with just pushing out flop after flop. So the fact that there aren't more Star Trek, I'm also surprised by that.
We need to get you a Raw Nerdy one of these days and have this discussion.
Yeah,
I'd be more than happy. Just gotta.
We visited this at one point, but it's time for round 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are talking about D&D again coming up soon. I did hear that. So
because I want to discuss the stuff
the
we
new
talked
edition
about
5.5 or whatever. Yeah, one D&D.
Yeah,
whatever.
No,
one D&D was scrapped.
Nope, one D&D is still going. They are just now calling it D&D 2024.
So they rebranded it.
Yeah.
Because one D&D was so closely
scrapped.
connected to the whole. Yeah, the whole one D&D is so connected to the whole controversy. Anyways, that's a raw nerdy conversation. But
we're gonna end this show tonight. If you guys want to reach out to us to be featured on the show or have something featured on the show, if you want to advertise with us, starfieldraw@gmail.com. Our Discord, guys, the place to be, like we keep on saying, and you guys have all said it yourselves, discord.gg/raw podcasts. Our Facebook is Raw Podcast, which Raw Podcast is our parent company for our podcasting platform. Our Instagram,
Raw Podcast 1.
And our show is on Twitter at Starfield Raw. You can follow us individually as well. I am at the Wigit, THEWIGIT, on everything except Instagram, which you can still search that and find me on Instagram. Author Widget.
Taking my thunder.
Yep.
I was just about to say, you're taking Rook's thunder. I want to say the same thing.
Taking all my thunder. All right, you can find me anywhere except for Steam and X as a variation of Tomcat213 on Steam and X. I am Rook213.
And I am Kilo Tango 1122 everywhere.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a fantastic week out there.
Stay safe in the deepest black.
All of a sudden, space isn't friendly. All of a sudden, it's a place where people can die. Many more people are going to die, but we can't explore space if the requirement is that there be no casualties. We can't do anything if the requirement is that there be no casualties. Isaac Asimov.